School cake, an incredibly simple sponge with icing and sprinkles. What's not to like? School cake was a traditionally simple plain sponge cake with white icing and sprinkles. Served as a staple on school lunch menus across the UK, its name directly reflects its association with school dinners and its iconic place in childhood memories along many British people. Today we're going to make it, and here's everything you need. To begin, preheat the oven to 170 degrees Celsius fan and grease and line a baking tin with parchment paper. The tin I'm using today is 17 centimeters by 22 centimeters. Next, cream together 200 grams of unsalted butter and 200 grams of caster sugar in a stand mixer using a paddle attachment. You can also use an electric hand whisk to do this. Beat until light and fluffy and then gradually add in one egg at a time, only add in the next when the last one is fully incorporated. You will need to add 4 eggs in total for this. Next, add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and remove the bowl from the mixer. And now with the main mix done, we're going to gradually add in 200 grams of self-raising flour. And I'll do this in 4 stages, so I'll add about a quarter of it, sift it in, and then I'm just going to fold it in using a metal spoon. Place the cake batter into your baking tin and bake for 45 to 50 minutes in the preheated oven or until the skewer comes out clean. So now the sponge cake is completely cooked through and we need to leave it to cool. But what I like to do is place a sheet of greaseproof paper over the top and then tip it upside down, and that just helps make this top nice and flat. So it's a nice flat surface when we put our topping on later. So lay a sheet of parchment or greaseproof paper over the top and then place a board on top of that. Then using a cloth or some oven gloves, carefully flip it over. You can remove the tin and leave it to cool completely. To make the topping, place 250 grams of icing sugar into a mixing bowl and then add water a little splash at a time until you have a spreadable, smooth icing that's not too runny. Remember to gradually add the water. You might not need the full amount of water I've said in this recipe. In total, I've added about 2 tablespoons. So now it's cooled down, we can flip it back over. And you can see how the top has leveled out, gone nice and flat. That's perfect for our icing. And we'll leave it in there because we're going to pour the icing on, spread it out and let it set in there before we take it out and portion it up. Pour the icing over the cooled cake while it's still in the tin, spread it out evenly and then add lots of sugar strand sprinkles. And now, unfortunately, we've got to wait for the icing to set before we can cut into it. This should take roughly around an hour. This cake will make 9 good sized squares, or you can cut it into smaller portions if you prefer. So there you go, that's how you make an incredibly simple sponge school cake, and I hope it brings back some good memories of your school days. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to give it a like, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.